Sup people, this is Code 9 back again with the advanced part of this tutorial. Before I start though, I just want to make a quick mention of a competitive league known as Level BF. So signups have already started for PC players, for veteran PC players, where they've basically played in other seasons. This is about to be Season 5 starting for BF4. All the other seasons have taken place in the earlier Battlefield, such as Battlefield 3 and Bad Company 2. Or I think it's in Bad Company 2, but I know they've been in Battlefield 3. So I was planning to sign up for the league, so anyone else that would like to participate, just let me know and we can sign up together. Since, well, by my understanding, I think signups allow for people to sign up together to be placed in the same squads. I'm not sure though, I'll have to review the website again. That's my understanding of the information from the website. But anyway, if you guys are interested, you can check out the website for more information and keep track of tournaments and when signups will start for your platform. So I'll leave the URL in the description, but without further ado, let's start this tutorial. Now, hopefully you guys have watched and gotten the hang of what I said in the beginning of the tutorial. If you guys have, great. We can now move on to the advanced section of this tutorial. But, if not, and you're struggling with the basics, you absolutely need, to watch the beginner tutorial in order to truly advance in skill. Alright, now in this section, I'll be discussing two things: advantages and environmental awareness. The strongest skill you can learn is the ability to deal with situations in a way that gives you the first shot reaction. There are a variety of ways of achieving this by using advantages. This is going to be a bit difficult for me to explain, so if you don't understand what I'm talking about, don't worry. This will come with experience. I'm just simply here to help you get into the mindset early so you can practice these skills to become a greater player as quickly and thoroughly as possible. Essentially what you're doing with advantages is breaking the game up into a basic rock, paper, scissors game. If you get the first shot, assuming your aim doesn't suck and you're comfortable with your weapon, you'll win. If the enemy gets the first shot, they'll win. If both of you know where each other are and have equal reaction times, then it'll pretty much come down to whoever has the best aim. Now, one of the strongest advantages, if not the strongest advantage, is what I call the hider's advantage. I didn't invent this, it's not some kind of secret technique or anything. This is just a simple adaptation to basic human tendencies. They will come back. Take this situation for example. You're capturing a flag. You see an enemy. Shoot him. He's dead. You think everything's okay when suddenly, bam, he comes from behind and gets you back. This is even more frustrating against groups of enemies. Now is when you apply the most simple yet strong hider's advantage. Just move around. Alternating between points after kills will cover up your position and keep you from being overwhelmed. This is the best method even against multiple enemies and isn't exclusive to just stealth situations. Here's a pretty good example of using the hider's advantage defensively. Now, part of the reason why the enemies came in could have been for the flag, but you get the idea. This method is foolproof as long as you don't get spotted, at which point you should leave because you'll most likely be alone and no random will come to your aid, which I've had to figure out the hard way. Now, here's another pretty good example of using the hider's advantage. However, this time it's used offensively. Now, of course, it's rare that in a situation you'll only use one advantage. You should be using as many as applicable to get the best results. That clip is a good example of that. In that situation, I used the hider's advantage and the pop-out advantage. Now, the pop-out advantage is used when you're being chased. What this does is it allows you to turn the tables on your enemy and immediately let you get the first shot back while they're sprinting. What happens is when you're being chased, if you manage to get the cover quickly, your enemy will 90% of the time chase you down. The other 10% being throw a grenade and just leave you alone to die, because you'll probably die. Or if you're really good, you'll escape. I don't know. I really to the topic. Their objective is to close the gap as quickly as possible to prevent you from regaining health and recovering from suppression, so they sprint. And that is when you turn on them, catching them off guard mid-sprint and shoot at them. While they take the time to stop sprinting and raise their weapon, you've already taken a bunch of shots at them. Once you truly master this, you'll be able to take them down before they even realize to stop sprinting. Here's a pretty good example of the pop-out advantage.
Here's your meds. Go get it.
In that situation, it was so effective I was able to take out 3 different people with less than 50 health. Remember, these come with experience. They're simply adaptations of typical battlefield behavior and are only personal ways of outsmarting people. You'll most likely come up with something I haven't even thought about, but whatever it is, just make sure it works for you. Alright, so I ended up talking much more than I was expecting, but it's finally time to move on to the next topic of environmental awareness. Now, one thing many people underestimate in Battlefield are sounds. Almost every sound in Battlefield can help you determine enemy movements. One of the most important sounds you should listen for are those coming from enemy soldiers. Almost every action done by players will be relayed through the in-game characters. For example, if you were to throw down an ammo or medic pack, your character would call that out, audible to anyone in the immediate vicinity, or if you spot a vehicle, that'd be audible as well. With this in mind, you should constantly keep track of which team you're on for obvious reasons, and for the reason that you should be listening to anything uttered in the opposing team's language. For example, if you're on the Chinese team and you hear someone yell out, "Come pick up this ammo," in English, you know there are enemies nearby, and if you're able to tell the direction in which it came from, that'll only help you more. One of the most important sounds you should listen for are kill calls. Immediately after a kill, if any of the target's teammates are close to their death point, they'll call it out. For any Call of Duty players out there, this is similar to the ping perk where earning a kill will shoot a small radar ping and spot any nearby enemies. It's just simply that this time you're listening for where it comes from, and the sound. It doesn't even matter what language a kill call is in. All you need to know is if the language is yours or not, because basically they'll call it out all the time. Here's a perfect example of how kill calls can help determine where enemies are, or at least know that they're there, even if they're not spotted or on the minimap. There's also an instance where I managed to just barely see a guy off the side of the screen because of me constantly checking my peripherals. Another form of awareness you guys should constantly practice. Had I not been checking my peripherals, I would have easily have missed him and definitely have died from him.
Objective Bravo has been lost. Objective Alpha is now ours. We have positive ID on a sniper east of where you're at. Spotted a hostile group just east of your location.
Of course, it's never a good idea to rely on just one thing, so another method, which is just as powerful as sounds, is watching for abandoned vehicles. I can't believe how many people ignore the simple fact that if you leave a vehicle, it'll show up on everyone's minimap. And of course, if no friendlies are near the vehicle, it was just left behind by an enemy. This method requires you to be extra watchful of your minimap, but if done correctly, can help pinpoint locations of enemies from almost nothing. Just a simple empty vehicle marker that wasn't there 2 seconds ago. Here are some other things you should consider when hunting down your enemies. So that pretty much concludes the advanced part of this tutorial. You've now learned, or will learn, I don't really expect you guys to get this right away, but how to help yourself get first shot reactions using advantages, and how to hunt for enemies. I hope this helps you on your journey to becoming a greater Battlefield player, and please don't come back to kill me. I'm just kidding about that don't come back to kill me part. I definitely hope you guys become better Battlefield players using this, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more awesome gameplays and commentaries. See ya!